Last Raps Baseball is on the air, and tonight we are giving you live commentary of the NPB game between the Seibu Lions and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. This is the second game of the series that's going on September the 3rd, 2022 from the PayPay Dome in Fukuoka. Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight we are giving you the live commentary of the game featuring the Seibu Lions and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Both of these teams are perched atop of the Pacific League as they are only percentage points apart. The Lions and the Hawks are looking to break that deadlock here tonight. Well, first of all, we are going to give you the starting lineups. First of all, from the visitors of the Seibu Lions, leading off and playing second base is number 5, Shuta Tonosaki. Batting second and playing shortstop is number 6, Suzuki Genda. Hitting third and doing the catching is number 10, Tomoya Mori. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 3, Hataka Yamakawa. Batting fifth and at first base is number 39, Nin Ting Wu. Hitting sixth in center field is number 46, Shohei Suzuki. Batting seventh at third base is number 60, Takiya Nakamura. Batting eighth in left field is number 30, Brian O'Grady. And batting ninth in right field is Gekudo Wakabayashi. He wears number 35. And they are going to be facing, it's going to be Yugo Bando taking to the hill. He is a 1-1. He's worked 29 innings, allowed 19 hits, 13 runs, all of which have been earned. He has walked 12 and struck out 23, and he's got a fluffed up ERA of 4.03. Well, the Seibu Lions, that was their lineup. Now we're going to give it the lineup for the home team for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Leading off and playing second base is number 68, Masaki Momori. Hitting second and playing third base, wearing 00 is Hikaru Kawase. Batting third at first base is number 7, Akira Nakamura. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 54, Alfredo Despania. Batting fifth and playing shortstop is number 6, Kenta Imamiya. Batting sixth and in right field is number 9, Yuki Yanagita. Batting seventh in left field is number 27, Yurizabel Graciel. Batting eighth in center field is number 45, Kenta Tanagawara. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 19, Takuya Kai. And they're going to be facing a right-hander in Kaito Yoza, who takes a 9-5 record to the hill. He's got a 101 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 88 hits, 30 runs, 29 of which have been earned. He's walked 11 and struck out 54. He's got an ERA of 2.58. Well, those are your starting lineups for tonight's ball game. We'll be getting this one underway in just a couple moments. We'll be right back after this. We appreciate it. We got Mick in the house and Steve Rademacher as well. I look forward to having you guys with us for the duration of this one here tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are just about to get this one underway as the right-hander Hugo Bando is completing his warm-up tosses. This is going to be the first time that he has faced the Lions in his last 5 times. He's been out on the mound against the Eagles, the Fighters, the Marines, the Eagles, and the Dragons. This will be his last 5 appearances that he has made on the season. So what do we expect tonight? Well, both of these teams are tied for top spot in the Pacific League. There's only percentage points that separate these ball clubs. And so what we're expecting tonight is a game that is going to flip it. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks have a .534 winning percentage. The Lions are at .533. I currently have a 1-game lead over the Oryx Buffaloes. And we have figured in our minds, or we think the Lions have got to be the ones that are going to be the toughest outs in this one here tonight. What will happen tomorrow? Well, who knows? Because you got to get through this one first. So the Lions, in my mind, are the ones who are the team to beat, as they have sending the right-hander Kaito Yoza to the hill. He is not a hard thrower, but he is a soft tosser who can really keep the hitters off balance. So here we go. Our first one is underway. And the first pitch of the ball game is a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Shuta Tonosaki leads it off here for the Lions. He's hitting .220. He's got 10 homers and 42 runs batted in. He waits here on the offering from the righty Bando, who delivers. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count quickly goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Tonosaki. There are 2 other games that'll be going here as the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters and Tohoku Rakuten Gold Eagles are also getting underway here in the Pacific League tonight. There's a fastball swung on and it's fouled straight back, and the count remains at 0-2. Over in the Central League, it's the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars and Hiroshima Toyo Carp. They get going as well at the 1 o'clock Eastern hour, or 10 a.m. Pacific if you're on the west coast of Canada and the United States. All the other games are later starts. So no balls and 2 strikes to Tonosaki. Bando rocks into the windup and delivers. And it is a split finger pitch that's swung on and fouled away right at home plate. It's going to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes to Tonosaki. Our friend the living room is in the house tonight. And our friend the living room, Steve had mentioned when he first popped in here, he said he's got the Lions tonight. He wanted to let you know. So he's going with the Lions over the Hawks. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Tonosaki is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. So what up and what away, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Suzuki Genda. Well, for Genda, he's batting .275. He's got a couple of homers and 16 runs batted in. He's also got himself 10 stolen bases on the year. We felt in this one here that the Lions would have the edge in this one because of the starting pitching for one. As Bando rocks into the motion and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Genda. And I think it would be a good bounce back game for the Lions. Lions have played fairly decent lately. I believe they're 6-4 in their last 10. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 0-2. Mick says he posted his picks up. I saw that up ahead there. That was the Seattle and the Astros for tomorrow in the MLB. He's got himself some Korean baseball. And then, of course, he's got the Lions. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2 to Genda. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. This game here tonight between these 2 clubs, as we said, only 1 percentage point, 0.001 percentage points separate these 2 clubs in the standings. There's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2 on Genda. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. The Oryx Buffaloes are 1 game back of these 2 clubs as they play this evening. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted into the seats just over the third base dugout, and the count remains at 1-2 to Genda. As I mentioned before, there's only one game I've ever seen at the PayPay Dome where the roof has been open. Never really knew it was a retractable roof until earlier this year, and we saw a couple of the games and the roof was open, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. There's a fastball delivered again, and another one that's fouled away, and that keeps the count at 1-2 So here comes the 1-2 offering as Bando works and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Genda is retired on strikes, the second out of the inning, both via the strikeout. So 2 up and 2 away, and that will bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. So for Mori, he's batting .254. He's got 6 homers and 33 runs batted in. As we mentioned in some of our previous streams, he missed quite a bit of action this year as he had a bit of frustration early in the season. He was upset. He either punched his helmet and broke a hand or broke a bone in his hand. So he missed some significant action. And here comes the first pitch from Bando. It's a fastball taken for a call and strike on the inside corner. And count is 0-1. Mori, though, was a difference maker behind the plate. He really can control the running game, whereas when there's other catchers in back behind the plate for the Lions, it's not quite the same. And there's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-1. So 1-1 strike. So here comes the offering from the righty, who rocks into motion, and Bando delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into deep left center field. Racing back on the warning track, looking up, and this one is gone. A home run for Mori. It's going to open the scoring here for the Lions in the top of the first inning with a solo shot. That ball just kept carrying and carrying and carrying and carried right out into left center field. And all the center fielder, Kenta Tanakawara, could do is watch it sail into the netting above the sort of picnic bullpen area, and we are on the board with a 1-0 lead for the Saitama Seibu Lions. Well, that's going to bring Hataka Yamakawa to the plate. And for Yamakawa, he is the Pacific League home run leader. He's got 37 of them to go with 80 RBIs. But the talk in the NPB is currently Munetaka Murakami, the third baseman for the Yakult Swallows, who hit his 50th home run last night. The breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1-0 to Yamakawa. The big burly right-handed hitter is getting the start at the designated hitter position spot tonight in the batting order. As Bando rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes even at 1-1. The home plate umpire for the ball game here tonight really has a slow, delayed call. A very emphatic one. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a split finger pitch swung on it, missed. The count is now 1-2 to Yamakawa. Yamakawa waggling his bat. Waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Bando, who kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch that's spiked up to the plate. The count goes now to 2-2. So 2-2 to Yamakawa. Yi-Ting Wu, who gets the start at first, is waiting his turn on deck as the right-hander Bando goes into the motion. He kicks and delivers, and it is a fastball swung on. It's pop foul behind home plate. One's going to drift back and get into the seats, but that's going to keep the count at 2-2 to Yamakawa. Well, this has got a particular ring to it. We saw the other night, doing one of the ball games, that the pitchers were able to get the first 2 outs, but couldn't retire the third out, and all the damage was coming with 2 outs, and that's how it starts tonight. The first 2 are retired in the books by Bando, and It's Mori who does the damage. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left center field. Racing back, and underneath it is the center fielder Tanagawara, but he's going to make the catch on this one. And that is going to retire Yamakawa for the third out of the inning. But they do get a run in the inning on a solo shot homer by Tomoya Mori. And that would be his 7th of the year. There was 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through a half inning. It is the Lions 1 and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. No score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. The call at the bottom of the second inning. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Masaki Momori, Hikaru Kawase, and Akira Nakamura to come to bat for the Hawks in their half of the first inning. They face the sidewinding right-hander Kaito Yoza. Yoza has a very interesting delivery, and he's not the hardest of throwers, but he does keep the hitters off balance. It's not really how hard you throw, as if you can throw strikes and locate. That usually is able to get the hitters out. But it helps if you can pump it up a little bit more. So here it is, Yoza on the mound to face the second baseman Momori, who's batting .262 on the year. He's got 6 homers to go with 28 runs batted in. So the right-hander is now getting his signs from his catcher Mori, and he's ready to go to work against the left-handed hitting Momori. Roxanne delivers. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Hawks were winners in last night's game. They knocked off the Lions 4-0. And here's the pitch from Yoza. It's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up behind second base. And cruising in underneath it is the center fielder, Shohei Suzuki. He makes the catch. And that is going to retire Momori for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Hikaru Kawase. Well, for Kawase on the season, he's hitting .271. He's got no homers and 9 runs batted in. He's getting the start at third base tonight. We've also seen him play some shortstop when Kenta Imamiya has been out of the lineup. This is usually the spot in the order where Imamiya has made his living, but we've dropped him down into the 5 spot. He's been swinging a hot bat lately. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kawase. I have to say, I hope I say Kawase's name right, because there's a changeup that floats in at 101 kilometers an hour low, and the count is now 1-1. I used to have a player over in Europe a number of years ago had the same spelling of the last name, but in German they would say Kawase. They wouldn't even say the W. So that's fouled away, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kawase. The right-hander Yoza gets his sign. He rocks into the motion and kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. It is fielded neatly by Tonosaki. He throws to first. That's going to retire Kawase on a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. From the living room in the house here tonight. And we also got TYN in the house. We haven't seen TYN in a while. So we appreciate you for being here. I know he's a big Hawk fan. So he's pumping the Hawks tonight. So Nakamura steps in, waiting on the first offering from Yoza. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball one, and the count's 1-0. Nakamura's batting .244. He's got 4 homers and 38 runs batted in. As he takes a changeup over for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike as Yoza works quickly. And there's a breaking ball that's swung at and fouled away. The count now goes to 1-2. That last particular pitch, he really worked hard to get himself going. I say worked hard. He works faster and he slows up his delivery sometimes. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-2. So he gets it and he really rocks into the motion much quicker. And he wastes no time. There's another pitch delivered, and it's a breaking ball fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. Yoza gets the ball. He is quick and ready to go. The Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. I don't think I've done a game that has lasted less than 3.5 hours when the Hawks have played. So I'm curious to see tonight if the Lions are going to be able to, their right-hander on the mound, speed up the play a little bit. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2 to Nakamura. It's really, really odd. Every time we do the Hawks games, 3.5, 3:40, 4 hours, it's pretty much the norm. So Yoza rocks into the windup, and here he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is belted foul down the first base line. Count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Alfredo Despani waits his turn on deck. It's a healthy crowd here tonight. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted down the right field line, but it's going to hook into the seats foul. That keeps the count at 3-2 to Nakamura. As we said, Yoza wastes very little time. He gets the ball, and he is ready to go. Here we go again as he's ready to rock into the motion, and Yoza kicks and fires. It's another breaking ball swung at and fouled away. This ball is hooked well over the first base dugout. Nakamura way out in front of the pitch. And we talked about getting the first 2 outs and then losing control. That's exactly what's happened here. You got the first 2 outs of the inning, did Yoza. Now he's given up a 2-out walk to Akira Nakamura. That's going to bring Alfredo Despani to the plate. Well, for Despani, he's hitting .271 on the year. He's got 7 homers and 24 runs batted in. He has really picked up his play over the last month or so. He was off to a bit of a late start. Had some things to take care of in his native Cuba. As he waits here on the offering from Yoza, he holds at the belt. And now he delivers a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Because not keeping up with the chat because he's got other things that are taking up his hands. So 1 ball had no strikes to Despani. And it is Kenta Imamiya who waits his turn on deck. There's a fastball swung on it. Has popped up just behind second base. And that's going to be fielded by Tonosaki, and that's going to do it here. As Despani has popped out to the second baseman for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning. No hits, no errors. There was a runner left aboard. We're now through 1 complete. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks trailing the Seibu Lions 1-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few at the call of the top of the 2nd inning. Glad you're here with us. back, everybody. It's going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the batting order coming up for the Lions. That means Ning-Ting Wu, Shohei Suzuki, and Takeya Nakamura to face the right-hander Yugo Bando. Allowed that 1 run in the first inning on the home run by Tomoya Mori. Lions have a 1-0 lead here in the second inning, as the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Wu. Wu on the season batting .241 with the 4 homers and 24 RBIs. Stands in on the left side, rating on the offering from Bando, who delivers a fastball for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. TYN says, glad to be back and happy to hear us again. Hopefully he is going to be with us for a bit. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 2-1 to Wu. The Hawks may win the series. Before the game, I started offering up our picks on the community page. I'll start doing it regular from now to the end of the season, but I don't have the Hawks winning this one, as there is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line, moving over, and it's just reaching toward the seats. Reaching in is the right fielder, Yanagita. It is going to sail into the seats, and that's going to run the count at 2-2. Yanagita had a chance, but just kept drifting away from him and wasn't able to make that grab. A friendly living room says, I recognize those Hawks names now. Yeah. Especially after some of the stuff that your brother had worked on. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Bando kicks and delivers, it is a fastball that just misses a bit low, and the count is now 3-2. Defensively tonight for the Hawks, and we'll get to that here in just a moment after Bando delivers to Wu. As he rocks into the windup, and he kicks and fires. That's a fastball that misses inside, and Wu's got himself a leadoff walk here in the second inning. That's going to bring up Shohei Suzuki. Defensively tonight for the Hawks on your YouTube channel from left to right, you've got your Isabel Graciel in left, the center fielders Kenta Tanagawara, and the right fielders Yuki Yanagita. Around the horn from first to third, it is Akira Nakamura at first. The second baseman is Masaki Momori. The shortstop's Kenta Imamiya. It is Hikaru Kawase holding down third base, and the battery, of course, is Bando and Takuya Kai. So this brings Shohei Suzuki to the plate. Suzuki batting .263 with a homer and 12 RBIs. As he waits here on the offering from Bando, who holds set. Now he throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Wu. Living room says, Shudo is still my NPB hero. And that could quite possibly be so. I'd be suspecting that we could gather ourselves a decent crowd in here tonight. Usually our Friday crowds are pretty darn good. We weren't on last week as we were flying across the country. There's a fastball that comes inside for a called strike to Suzuki, and the count is 0-1. We're back on again tonight. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Bando holds set. Now he's ready to deliver again. And he kicks and fires. It is a split-figure pitch swung on and tapped foul right at home plate. The count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. It is in the top of the second inning. The Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters are locked at zeros with the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Also in the top of the second, the Bay Stars and the Carp are also scoreless. So all of those games are now currently underway as this one is here. So here's the 0-2 pitch. There is a fastball swung on. It's off the glove of the pitcher, Bando. It is fielded by the second baseman, but it's not going to be in time. Bando would have just let that go. There might have been a chance for a double play, but it deflected off his glove. Momori had the fire on the brakes as he was going towards second base and had to turn back toward first. His only play was at first base. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to get there in time to be able to throw out the base runner Suzuki, who's got good wheels. It's going to go down as an infield single, and that will bring up Takeya Nakamura to the plate. So the Lions have something brewing here in the second inning as they're wanting to add to their lead. And one would expect that Nakamura is not the bunting type. The big fella here, and he started at third base tonight. He's only hitting 198, but he's got 9 homers and 26 runs batted in. Living Room says he rarely sinks. He lets me paint the picture. I hope we're not doing an abstract artist here tonight. A rendition. So here comes the first offering to Nakamura. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Takuya Kai, you can tell, wasn't necessarily happy with that call as he really held the glove there for a while. But Takuya Kai is sitting a good. He's got 1 foot in the other batter's box, for crying out loud. He's well off the plate. So to the pitcher's credit, Bando did hit his spot. It's just the spot was about 6 inches off the dish. So 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the offering. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakamura. It's a very healthy crowd at the PayPay Dome tonight. The Lions have pretty much their own section in left field there. They've got a full couple of sections. The crowd is cheering on their road team tonight. As here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This is lined into right field. It's going to be caught by Yanagita, and the runners are going to have to hold. Nakamura hit that one right on the screws, right to the right fielder Yanagita for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder Brian O'Grady. Well, for O'Grady, he's batting .225. He's got 15 homers and 46 RBIs. Living Room says always a Bob Ross masterpiece. Not so sure about that one sometimes. If there's a lot of trees, that could be a spot where the dogs would be able to come over and use as their personal bathrooms. Concerned about that a little bit. So here's the first pitch to O'Grady. It's a breaking ball that floats in high, and the count is 1-0 to Brian O'Grady. O'Grady has got some juice in the stick with those 15 homers this year. He's among the top 10 in the Pacific League as he waits on the offering. As Bando looks in, he gets the sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai, and he comes set. He checks the runner Wu at second, and now he fires. It's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. Joel Eberle in the house here tonight. Welcome, Joel. Thanks for popping in. I don't do the over-unders, but if you want to look on our community page, you can check out that we have given our predictions for all 6 games across the NPB tonight. And I'm suggesting that the Lions are going to win this one. That is my thoughts as Bando holds set. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. Grady can't believe it as it stood him up. He looked back at the home plate umpire in disbelief. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. But he says the under live is 7.5. I would think in this game here, it's hard to tell. I don't know if Bando is going to be around all that long. I'd be surprised if he gets into the 6th inning. I just have a feeling Yoza tonight, he could go 8 or 9 strong innings and probably not even get to 100 pitches. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Now Grady is gone for out number 2. That is going to leave it all up to Gikudo Wakabayashi. Well, for Wakabayashi, he's hitting .211. He's got no homers and 3 RBIs. As our friend Mick says, that uniquely colorful without the cursing. Yeah, sometimes I listen to some guys. There's a few people that are out there that do a pretty good job too. You get to listen to some of those ones there. We got Joel in the house, and I think Joel's been around a little bit before, so he's probably on board with us. I've seen him in the house. And here's the first pitch to Wakabayashi, and it's a fastball that misses outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. As I say, Bando tonight. Interesting to see how far they can get from him. He's already going to be at pitch number 39 here. So here comes the 1-0 offering as the right-hander works set. He checks Wu at second base, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to third. It is fielded neatly by Kawase. He throws over to second to erase Suzuki. That's a fielder's choice. It goes in the books. 5-4 for the third out of the inning. That is going to do it here for the Lions in their half of the second. So for the Lions in their half of the second inning, there was no runs. There was a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. We're now through 1.5. It is the Seibu Lions 1, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the second inning when we return. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Kenta Imamiya coming to bat, one of the heroes in last night's ball game, as he hit his 4th homer of the year. It was Imamiya who hit a solo shot in the ball game last night. One of the 3 RBIs that were driven in. Mamori and Despania had knocked in the other runs last night. 3 of the 4 were driven in, as he is ready to face the right-hander Yoza here, who throws a first pitch fastball, taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Mamiya batting .299 with 4 homers and 33 RBIs. He's 5th in the Pacific League in batting, as he takes a fastball outside, and the count is a 1-1. It's been a career year here for Imamiya, who is not necessarily known for his power, but there is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. This ball's got a chance. It's got legs, and it's gone. A home run for Imamiya. Just took the words out of my mouth. Not really known for his power, and he's hit his 2nd home run in as many nights. His 5th of the season. And that is now going to lock the ball game up at 1 apiece, as the Hawks now have scored here to equalize it in their half of the second inning. So a leadoff home run by Imamiya, and that is going to bring up the right fielder Yuki Yanagita. Over the course of his career, Mamiya's got 80 home runs, and he's really tapered the last few years, but that's his 5th this year, the most that he's had since 2019. And there's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second. It is fielded by Tonosaki. Covering first is the pitcher, Yoza, and he's going to retire Yanagita on 1 pitch. It's going to go down as a ground out, 4-1. The first baseman, Ning-Ting Wu, had gone into the hole, couldn't make the play, but Tonosaki was there. And that is going to be the first out of the inning, and that will bring up the left fielder, Yurizabel Graciel. Well, for Graciel, he's batting .277 on the year. He's got 7 homers and 29 runs batted in. Our friend in the living room says he told all the Blitzball boys to like and subscribe, and as a fastball swung on it, has popped up foul in the first base side. It's got room for Wu, and he's gonna make the catch, and Graciel is gonna be gone quickly as well on a pop out to first base. So after the home run to Imamiya, it's been 2 pitches and 2 quick outs. That's going to leave it all up to Kenta Tanegawara, the center fielder. Well, defensively tonight for the Seibu Seibu Lions, from left field to right field, it's Ryan O'Grady in left, Shohei Suzuki's in center, and the right fielder is Gakuto Wakabayashi. Around the horn from first to third, it's Ning-Ting Wu at first. The second baseman is Shida Tonosaki. Suzuki Genda is at short. Third baseman is Takiya Nakamura. And there is a fastball that Tanegawara squares the bunt, and he drops it down the third base line. It's a good one, but it's going to just go foul, as it is picked up by the third baseman Nakamura. The count is 0-1. The battery, of course, for the Lions tonight is Yoza, and the catcher is Tomoya Mori. So no balls and 1 strike to Tanegawara. There is a changeup that floats in at 99 kilometers an hour that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Takuya Kai to follow here if Tanegawara can reach base. There's a fastball that misses low, and the count is now 1-2. Boy, Yoza does not waste any time. He gets the ball and he goes right back to work. There's a fastball delivered. This is swung on. It is lined into right field. It's down. It's fair. It's going to be extra bases. Tanegawara digging for 2, and here comes the throw in. He's going to get himself a stand-up 2-out double. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. I have to say there's been a couple of loud outs and a couple of swings here in this inning. The home run by Imamiya and the double now by Tanegawara that always has to make you worry if your pitcher is getting hit hard. So that is going to bring Kai to the plate, who's hitting below the Mendoza line. He's got a 184 average, no homers, and 21 runs batted in. Mick says, I was watching the Eagles game the other day and seen one of the guys you always mentioned that cracked the homer for the Eagles. I'm not sure who that one would have been. If that was that in yesterday's game, or was that earlier in the week? Well, there's always Asamura and Shimochi. I always talk about Shimochi. There's a first pitch that's delivered to Kai, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Kai. Shimochi and Asamura, those 2 guys in the middle of the order, professional hitters. Hideto Asamura was I believe, a long-time Seibu Seibu Lion before he went over to the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. He would be how he would look in their lineup. Obviously, Tonosaki is the second baseman, but Asamura, better average, maybe not as good a defensive player. Certainly a middle-of-the-order hitter that can produce for you. And here comes the 1-1 pitch, as Yoza delivers a fastball that misses outside. Count now is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. This game here, as we said before, the Hawks always are slow. And, of course, all the other games that started are now in the top of the 3rd inning. This one is still laggard behind. There's a fastball that misses inside. And the count is now 2-1 to Kai. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Yoza gets his sign from his catcher. Kai waiting on the offering here from the righty. Checks the runners, and now he delivers. It's a fastball. Swung on it, missed. The count is now 0-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2. As the right-hander Yoza is ready to go again. Didn't call too many games during this journey here. It's been tough to get up at 5 in the morning, or for that matter, at 4 in the morning to get prepared to do a 5 a.m. game. It might be tough to stay awake now here, as we're getting a little longer in the day. This game would be 10 o'clock on the Pacific Coast, but I've got my days all switched around again, as we are on East Coast time. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kai. As the right-hander leans in, he gets the sign from his catcher, Mori. He checks the runners, and now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball. Swung on it, is lifted into deep right field. Moving back on it is the right fielder, Wakabayashi. He's going to make the catch on the warning track, and that's going to retire Kai for the 3rd out of the inning. Oh, they got a run back, did the Hawks. There was 1 run in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 2 complete in Fukuoka. We're all knotted up at ones. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the 3rd inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys all for being here tonight. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the 3rd inning, and it's going to be Tonosaki, Genda, and Mori, the top 3 batters in the Lions batting order. You face the right-hander Yugo Bando, who's back out for his 3rd inning of work. It has been 2 solo shots in this one that have got the scoring going for both the Lions and the Hawks. As we are all knotted up at ones, moving here to the 3rd inning. Kenta Imamiya with his 5th home run of the year. And Tomoya Mori has his 7th of the year. Is where we're at in terms of the scoreline in this one. So Bando is ready to go as Tonosaki steps into the batter's box. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up as he waits on the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. There's still no score in the other ball games that are going around the NPB. And not just that, but there's hits are at a premium. There's the fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. The Fighters and the Eagles are going at it in Tohoku. Boy, the Tohoku Rocket and Golden Eagles are an absolute train wreck after that huge winning streak early in the year. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is now 1-2. Things are going for them. They may not even make the playoffs. They're not in a playoff position at the moment, as they're currently 3.5 behind the Hawks and the Lions, 2.5 behind the Buffaloes, who hold down the 3rd spot. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to 3rd. Kawase fields it. He sets his feet. He throws to 1st. It's going to retire Tonosaki on a ground out 5-3 for the 1st out of the inning. So one up and one away, and that'll bring up Suzuki Genda. Sometimes some of the decisions that I make in the ball games will also be dictated on who the pitchers were the day before, specifically the relief pitchers. If they've had enough rest or if they haven't, if they've been overused, if they have to be sitting down. Let's take that into consideration in making our picks. There's a first pitch fastball that's taken for a ball. They appeal down to the third base umpire, but they say Genda went around, and that's going to run the count quickly to 0-1. Last night, the Hawks used a ton of pitchers out of their bullpen last night. There is a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. After Higashiyama came out in the sixth inning, it was a slew of relievers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's just past the camera well over on the third base side. The count goes to 1-2. Matsumoto, Samori, Kayama, Izumi, Fuji, and Moinello all came on in relief last night, whereas the Lions only used two pitchers out of their pen. So one would have to think if we get into the ball game here deeper, the Lions will have a more rested pen. There's a fastball swung on. Its pop foul behind the plate. Count is 1-2. Well, when you look at Matsumoto, Samori, Kayama, and Izumi, they only pitched a third of an inning, so it's not like they pitched a ton. 5, 6, 8, 3 pitches respectively, but it's the fact that they've got up, they've warmed up, they've stretched out, they got themselves hot, they're working at full capacity. They got to come into the ball game. And even though they faced one hitter, it's still going to take its toll to come back on back-to-back days. And there's a fastball waved at and missed by Genda. And he is gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. That's the second time tonight the captain of the Lions has gone down on strikes. That's going to bring up Tomoya Mori to the plate. Well, for Mori tonight, he's 1 for 1. He's got the only run of the game as he hit that solo shot with 2 out in the first inning. So he's coming to bat here in a similar situation. So Mori strides to the plate as he's waiting on the offering here from the righty Bando. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. That homer earlier, Mori has raised his season average up to 257. I think from the left side against the right-hander Bando. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. My friend, the living room, was talking about his CFL picks earlier. So I take it they didn't go as well as they should have. There is a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2 on Mori. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Like Mori wanted to pull that one this time and take it into the right field seats. He just didn't quite get the barrel head through the zone like he wanted to. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. Its pop foul. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate, and that keeps the count at 1-2. I often look at the timing sometimes of these games, and where I talk about the splits, always the rule of thumb is about 15 minutes per inning for top and bottom. You can get through 4 innings in an hour, you're doing pretty good. The pace of the game, if not, then you're going to be in there for a while. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander Roxanne delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-2. Certainly this one here is some of that other stuff. Our friend Mick says it was a Shimochi grand slam the other night. He saw for the Golden Eagles. That must have been in the game where they had put up that 11 spot, whatever it was. I think I watched that game late where I turned it on and it was a 11-5 lead for the Golden Eagles, and they tried to give it away. They kept chipping away, and chip away, did the Buffaloes. They had the bases loaded with 1 out in that 9th inning and had a chance to do more damage. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Bando kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses low, and the count goes to 3-2. Yeah, I actually tuned in and watched a little bit of that game at the end of the evening. Boy, the Eagles are, you got to be biting your nails if you're an Eagles fan. Here comes the 3-2 pitch as the righty delivers. It is a fastball swung on and grounded foul just past the first base coach's box. That keeps the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. This here is as much of a test for Bando as anything else. Are we going to get a 3-up, 3-down inning? Never seem to be able to do that in succession sometimes. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Maury. As Bando rocks into the motion and kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses down. That's going to be ball 4 as Maury's aboard for the second time tonight. With a 2-out walk, and that's going to bring up Hataka Yamakawa. And this is where it can be made to pay. This is where Yamakawa comes to the plate. They got a duck on the pond ahead of him, and he's the leading home run hitter in the Pacific League with 37 entering into tonight's contest. One swing of the bat, and he can put a charge into this one and increase the lead. He's got that capability to do it. As we said before, if it wasn't for Murakami, a lot of people would be barking about this guy. 37 homers. He's heads and tails above everybody else in the Pacific League. Right-handed hitting. Yamakawa waits here on the offering from Bando. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1, and he had what everybody else had in mind, and that is trying to put the ball into the seats. So no balls and 1 strike to Yamakawa. Takuya Kai settling down his young right-hander as he signals out to him, and here comes the 0-1 pitch. Looks like they're coming inside, and the pitch is a fastball that misses inside to back Yamakawa off the plate. The count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander Bando gets the sign from his catcher. He checks the runner at first, and now he works set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Yamakawa. As the right-handed hitting, Yamakawa waits here on the offering from the righty Bando, who works set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch that misses down and away, and the count is now 3-1. Mick says he touched on the subject before, but he might write to a few minor league teams for a fan box. He would send a money order for some goodies like a jersey or a fitted cap. Now, there's certain teams, it's kind of interesting. I don't know about you guys. We were talking about this the other night. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed by Yamakawa, and the count is now 3-2. I went to the Tiger game the other night in Detroit against the Mariners. It was, I believe, the Tuesday ball game, Tuesday evening. And they don't take cash anymore at the games. It's credit card only. And it's the same thing when I was in Everett to see the Aqua Sox and in Seattle to see the Mariners. Everything is now credit card. If you want to go to a major league game, it's got to be credit card only. And I know some people, they won't skip a beat. I like to have that option because I'm not one of those people that buys a $5 coffee on my card. There's a ground ball hit to the shortstop, Imamiya. He throws over to first, and that's going to retire Yamakawa on a ground out 6-3. The third out of the inning. I'll come back and talk about that a little bit more after this, but there was no runs, no hits, no errors. There was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 2.5. It is the Hawks 1, the Lions 1. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the 3rd inning when we return. We can carry on and talk about my experiences at the ballparks in the United States not taking cash anymore. Can't believe it. Cash is king. Be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the order coming up for the Hawks. That means Masaki Momori, Hikaru Kawase, and Akira Nakamura to face the right-hander Kaito Yoza. As Yoza is going to begin his third inning of work, he has allowed a couple of hits. It was the home run by Imamiya and the double by Tanegawara in the last inning. As he is going to be facing the top of the order here. We'll say this, that he does throw strikes and he does fill up the zone quite a bit as the right-hander, as he is coming in here for his third inning of work. As the left-handed hitting Momori waits on the first offering, and it's a fastball swung on. It's belted foul down the right field line. He hooks that one down into the well over there, and that's going to be a long strike. The count is quickly 0-1. 33 pitches in the first two innings for the right-hander Yoza. So he is around the zone. Still no scoring in the other games that are currently going on around the league. Yoza, 10 balls and 22 strikes. In the first couple innings, there was a pitch that swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2 to Momori. So no balls and 2 strikes. Momori flew up to center field his first time up to begin the ball game, and there's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and he is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and it's going to break up Hikaru Kawase. It's the first strikeout in the books tonight for the right-hander Yoza. This is not overpowering. He's good for 1 every other inning or so. He gets guys to wave at some of the off-speed stuff he throws up to the plate. So here Yoza ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. It is a changeup that floats inside for ball 1 to Kawase, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend Mick says the Syracuse Mets, Salt Lake Bees, Oklahoma City Dodgers, Nashville Sounds, great AAA teams. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 1-1. Jumbo Shrimp and Columbus Clippers. So 1 ball and 1 strike, as there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 1-2 on Kawase. Right-hander Yoza back to work. He delivers a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. Maybe, Mick, what you should be asking for is some of those helmets that they give the fans in Fukuoka. They have that temporary seating section down the first and third base lines, or in right field and left field lines. And all the fans who sit there have to wear these helmets. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. And I think the reason for that is they're sitting in front of the netting, or the protective netting. And so everybody that's there has the helmet. I don't think they're the plastic toy ones. I think they're the real shells, almost like what John Olerud used to wear. There's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into center field, and this one's going to get down for a base hit. Suzuki fields it, so that's a 1-out single for Kawase. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. Well, for Nakamura on the evening, he does not have an official at bat yet. He does have a plate appearance where he walked. Nakamura had a marathon at bat his first time up. It was a 10-pitch at bat against the right-hander Yoza. So you think about it, 42 pitches in the ball game, and almost a quarter of them have been to the left-handed hitting Nakamura. So here comes the offering from the right-hander. It's a fastball that misses inside for ball one. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nakamura. Mick says that's not a bad idea. Yeah, maybe ask the Hawks if you can get one of their lids. So 1 ball and no strikes. As the right-hander holds set. Now he throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Kawase. Kawase does have a couple of stolen bases on the year. He can run, but that's only in the limited amount of at-bats that he has. As the right-hander leans in, he gets the sign, and now he checks the runner at first. He holds set, and here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The runner, Kawase, was off to the races on that pitch. He's going to have to come back, and it looks like that the batter Nakamura has broken his bat. He absolutely did. He got sawed off. You could see a piece of the lumber flying over toward the first base dugout. So he's got to get himself a new twig. That's something else I've wondered about, is what kind of bats that the Japanese players would use. I know Mizuno is a big manufacturer, and I know ASICS over there produces stuff. But as far as the bats are concerned, when you think of in North America, the Louisville Slugger, the bats players would use, the Sam bats, all kinds of different ones here. I'm kind of curious to know what the Japanese players would be using over there. There's a specific brand that's a little bit different we don't see here. There's a fastball that misses down. The count's now 2-1 to Nakamura. For example, Miguel Cabrera won the Triple Crown. He was using a Louisville Slugger bat. And then when he currently plays today, he uses a Sam bat. We're taking a look at some of the stuff that the Tigers had for sale. An autographed Miguel Cabrera bat, a Louisville Slugger bat, would set you back $800 US if you bought it at Comerica Park. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Nakamura. And if you can afford to have 1 bat, you should probably consider getting 2. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on, its belted foul. It's into the seats, well down the right field line, and the count now is square at 2-2 to Nakamura. Our friend Vi Beehive Adapa came in. He says, any live stream sites? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them, and we can help you out here a little bit. So first of all, welcome to the channel, and thanks for stopping in. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander works set here, and it is a fastball that's taken for a called third strike. Nakamura stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up Alfredo Despaigne. So 2 strikeouts in the inning here have accounted for the 2 outs. And Nakamura had to moonwalk out of the batter's box. I don't think he thought that was strike 3. So to give our friend Vi Behave a little bit of information, if you go to Google and you type in live QQ, once you get there, then you're going to have to do some navigating on that site. That will be able to help you be able to get there. And there's a first pitch fastball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1 for Despania. Once you get there, you should probably put your Google Translate to work. And what some of the guys do in here is they watch the live stream and they sync the game up to the English commentary, because you're not going to get the game in English. You're going to get it in Chinese or Japanese. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. Going back to the warning track and looking up, and this one is gone. A home run for Alfredo Despania. A 2-run shot, and that is going to put the Hawks up in front 3-1. As that ball just was lined right over the fence. And all Brian O'Grady could do is watch it sail into the seats, and the Hawks now have the lead here in the last half of the third inning. So Despania with a 2-run shot. Kawase crosses the plate in front of him. And the score now is 3-1 for Fukuoka. And that is going to be the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya, who comes to the plate next. Well, we got a long way to go in this one, but that's not a good sign, especially if this is happening. You got to wonder where they're at here. And Imamiya takes a first pitch for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. 33 pitches in the first 2 innings, and then 17 already here. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. That homer by Despania, 8th of the year for him. He is just getting things going now. He in great right form heading right into the playoffs. I do think Fukuoka will make the playoffs. There's a changeup that misses down. The count is 1-2. It's just a question of where they're going to be seated, 1, 2, or 3. Are they going to be firing on all cylinders when they get there? There's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's line foul. It's going to reach the seats down the left field line, and the count is now to remain at 1-2 to Imamiya. So our friend, the living room, the other fellow that comes in and asks the question, I don't know if he necessarily sticks around for all the answers to that. So I call those hit and runs, where people jump into the stream and jump back out. And there's a fastball taken for a called third strike. And Imamiya stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 3. And that is going to do it here. Well, Kaito Yoza strikes out the side, but in between, he gave up a single to Kawase and a home run to Despania. And the Hawks have now jumped out to a 3-1 lead. There's 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. At the bottom of the third, you're now through 3 completed as the Hawks 3 and the Lions 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action in the top of the 4th when we return after this. This is one of our Japanese Hall of Fame memories. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Rory pops in here and says, not looking good for Yoza right now. And you got that right. It is the long ball that has hurt him tonight as he served up two of them. The last one was with the runner aboard as well. Well, that's going to bring up the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the batting order to face the right-hander Hugo Bando here in the top of the 4th inning. And that means Nin Ting Wu stepping in. As the first pitch is a fastball taken for a call strike. The count is 0-1. 63 pitches through the first 3 innings for Bando. We figure if he gets to the 6th inning, it'll be kind of a miracle, as he's not the most efficient here. And there's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul. The count is now 0-2 to Wu. So no balls and 2 strikes. For Wu tonight, he walked his first time up and he was stranded at second. Had a leadoff walk in the 2nd inning. Was not able to come around at all as he was stranded there. There's a fastball swung on. It's lined to short. And it is cut by Imamiya, and that's going to retire Wu. The first out of the inning hit that ball right on the screws, but right to the shortstop. Only had to make a half a step to his right. He was able to make the grab, and so one away, and that's going to bring up Shohei Suzuki. For Suzuki, he's 1 for 1 tonight. He singled his first time up, and he was erased on a fielder's choice. It was actually off the glove of the pitcher that ended up deflecting, and the second baseman, Mamori, had to backtrack to get the ball, but he couldn't make the play. So Suzuki takes the first pitch for a ball, and now Bando ready to go to work again. Delivers a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. I'll try to give some more updates on when we're going to call games again, and more than likely we're going to be on the stream again tomorrow. The question is which game. We may return to these same 2 teams again, as it will be midnight on the East Coast or 9 o'clock Pacific. There's a split finger pitch swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Racing back on the warning track, but this one's going to be off the wall as the left fielder, Gracial, plays it off the hop, and that's going to be a stand-up double for Suzuki. His 2nd hit of the evening, and that will bring up the 3rd baseman, Takeya Nakamura. Well, for Nakamura tonight, he is 0 for 1. He lined out to the right fielder his first time up. So he is 0 for 1. There is some more scoring now around the NPB. The Tohoku Rakuten Gold Eagles scored a run in the bottom of the 4th inning. They have jumped out to a 1-0 lead over the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. That run was a home run by Hideto Asamura. That's to be his 23rd of the year. Asamura has really been getting it going lately. So Nakamura steps to the plate with his 197 batting average. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. He lined out to the right fielder his first time up. He does have 9 homers and 26 runs batted in on the year. The Carp have jumped out to a 1-0 lead over the Bay Stars. Game's in the bottom of the 4th inning. Lots of action to go there as well. So here's the 0-1 pitch. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball's belted to left field, but not deep enough, and that's going to be cut by Gracial. That is going to retire Nakamura on a fly ball to left for the 2nd out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to Brian O'Grady. Well, for O'Grady tonight, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Saw Grady play earlier this year in Fukuoka, and he'd had himself a home run, so he knows what it's like to play here. He knows what it's like to swing here. So O'Grady stepping to the plate. He does have 15 homers and 46 RBIs on the year. Waiting on the first offering from Bando, who checks the sign from his catcher, Kai. He looks the runner back at second. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a call strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Bando leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher Kai. Grady waggling the bat. That slightly open stance. Checks the runner at second, does Bando. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Neither pitcher tonight has been able to retire the side in order. They've been close, but not quite good enough to be able to do it. Our friend Mick says, playing the show 2022 still amazes him. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And there is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2 to O'Grady. I haven't played the show. I've seen MLB show. The last time I've actually picked up a gaming device to play a baseball video game would have been about 2019, and of all places, it was in the Czech Republic. I played a little bit as the club Draci Bruno had themselves a setup in their clubhouse. There's the 1-2 pitch. It is a split-finger pitch swung on. It is grounded over to second. It is fielded neatly by the second baseman, Omori, who underhand flips it to first, and O'Grady's going to be retired on a ground out 4-3 for the third out of the inning. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit, as Shohei Suzuki has been stranded at second. No errors and 1 left on base. You're now through 3.5. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 3 and the Seibu Seibu Lions 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 4th inning when we return after some of this stuff. Hang tight. We appreciate you guys for being here. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 4th inning, and it is going to be coming to bat for the Hawks. It'll be Yuki Yanagita, Yurizabel Graciel, and Kenta Tanegawara. That is the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the batting order. We did see Yanagita for quite a bit this year has been hitting in the 3-hole, but fairly inconsistent. It does look like he's rounded out a little bit more. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving back on the warning track is O'Grady, and he's going to make the grab. Yanagita hit the ball hard. He just didn't hit it hard enough. As he is gone on the first pitch of the inning, 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up Yurizabel Graciel. And Yanagita knew it as soon as he hit it. He did a 360-degree turn, actually, in the batter's box in disgust. He just missed that pitch, got a little bit underneath it. And so here comes the first pitch to Graciel. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded past the glove of the third baseman, Nakamura, and it's going to be into left field for a single. As Graciel has aboard with a base hit here with 1 gone, and the streak continues. We're not going to have a 3 up, 3 down inning here either, unless we get the it done the unconventional way, a particular double play here. So Graciel, the runner at first, and Kenta Tanagawara steps to the plate. He's 1 for 1 tonight. Had a double his first trip up. He's raised his average up to 250 on the year. He's now 15 for 60. So Tanagawara waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Yoza, who delivers a fastball. It's swung. It's grounded over to the shortstop, Genda. What a play by Genda. The runner, Graciel, was on the move. Genda was racing over to cover second base, and then he had to slam on the brakes, had to move back to his right to field the ball as it was starting to go through the vacated spot. And then he was able to still recover to be able to throw out the runner, or the batter runner, Tanagawara, at first base. It's going to be a ground out 6-3, or a fielder's choice in this case. It advances the runner, Graciel, over to second. That's going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. So ground out 6-3 for the second out. And Kai steps to the plate. Our friend Rory says Yoza's not getting a lot of swing and miss or looking strikes at all tonight, as the first pitch delivered to Kai is taken for ball one. Well, some of the things that I've noticed about Yoza tonight is some of the balls have been hit hard. Certainly the 2 home runs are the obvious ones. There have been some balls that when they have been hit, they've gone away. Kai, the first time up, had flown out to right field. There's a fastball swung on. This ball has popped up into shallow right field. This ball is going to get down, and it is going to be a throw coming to the plate, and coming around to score is going to be Graciel. As that ball drops in, it's going to be an RBI for Kai. It's going to be ruled as a hit. It was kind of in no man's land there in right field. It was too far for Shota Tanasaki to come and get it. It was too shallow for the right fielder, Wakabayashi, to make a play on it. That is going to drive in a run. That just got off the glove of the outstretched arm of Tanasaki. The throw to the plate was not going to be in time as Graciel had come around to score. The crack of the bat with 2 out. RBI there for Kai, as he's got himself a single. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Masaki Momori. And I would agree with our friend Rory there that he's not getting a lot of swing and misses tonight, or looking at them. I would have thought tonight that would have been the case. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted foul down the right field line. That's the case in point. Foul ball there by Momori, but he was not fooled by that pitch one iota, as he hook barreled that ball into the stands, just off of the stands where all those folks are sitting with their helmets on. So no balls and 1 strike to Momori. As the right-hander is ready to go back to work again. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. This ball game here tonight is a battle between the 2 teams tied for first place in the Pacific League. The Lions and the Hawks are only a mere percentage points apart. And here's the 1-1 pitch. It is a fastball that comes inside, and it's fouled away. The pitch was rising up and in, and as Momori fouled it off, he fell to his backside. It's going to run the count to 1-2. I hate to laugh a little bit at that, but it looked like it was almost a swing of self-defense. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Momori. I also find it amusing that the ball boy comes out, and it looks like he's ready for Halloween. He's got a baseball lantern full of balls to give to the umpire. Here comes the 1-2 pitch now. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it here as Momori is down on strikes for the second time this evening. But there was more damage in the inning as there was a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 4 complete innings. It is the Hawks 4 and the Lions 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 5th inning when we return. Appreciate you guys for being here. Glad you can make it in tonight. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the fifth inning, and we've got the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order coming up for the Lions. That means Kikuto Wakabayashi, Shota Tonosaki, and Sasuke Genda. You face the right-hander Yugo Bando. So Bando coming to the dish here to face Wakabayashi for the second time tonight. He bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. Bando ready to go as he's completed his tosses. A little bit of a delay there in between the innings. So Wakabayashi steps to the plate. He's batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Bando, who works into the motion and delivers. It's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Bando 76 pitches through the first 4 innings. As I said before, I'd be surprised if he really got through the 6th. There's a fastball swung on it, is taken on one hop by the second baseman Momori. He throws to first. That's going to retire Wakabayashi on a ground out 4-3. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Shota Tonosaki. Well, for Tonosaki, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to third, and he's struck out his 2 trips to the plate. I've seen Tonosaki play in the last month, and I find him to be very streaky. There's one ball game, he was on base 5 times through walks and hits. And there's another night he went back-to-back, and he'd struck out 3 times and looked like a totally different hitter. There's a split-finger pitch that's taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Both of these teams are trying to get a 1-2-3 inning. For the first 4 innings, none of the teams have been able to retire the side in order. And there's a split finger pitch that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And the shortstop Sasuke Genda waits his turn on deck. There's another split finger pitch delivered, and another one swung on and missed by Tonosaki. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The right-hander Bando goes into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving back on the warning track is Yanagita, and he's going to haul it in right up against the wall. Tonosaki went the other way, and he took it for a ride. Right to the warning track as Yanagita is able to haul it in for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Sasuke Genda. The ball does travel in the PayPay Dome. It's not just for the home team. That ball will fly for both clubs. So now that brings Genda to the plate, who's 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out his 2 trips, and there's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Bando ready to go back at it again and delivers. And he's delivers a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-1. I don't know if I would consider Bando to be particularly overpowering. As he rocks into the windup and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1 to Genda. He's sitting in the low 90s. He's 91, 92 miles an hour. But he's nothing spectacular. He doesn't have a lot of run or cut to his pitches. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 2-2. I saw the announcement in the last 10 days that Kodai Senga, the Hawks right-hander, would like to be posted for the MLB for next year. Be curious to see where he lands, if anywhere. There's a fastball swung on, has popped up down the left field line. Moving over underneath it is the left fielder Graciel. He makes the catch, and what do you know it? We got our first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. There's no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 4.5. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4, the Seibu Seibu Lions 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. After this, we appreciate you guys for being with us here tonight. Here is another one of our cheerleader videos. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom half of the fifth inning. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order for the Hawks. It means Hikaru Kawase, Akira Nakamura, and Alfredo Despaigne to come up to face the right-hander Kaito Yoza. We're talking in the last a little bit about Yoza not getting a lot of swing and misses. I remember Greg Maddux said a number of years ago, you want your balls to look like strikes and your strikes to look like balls. That would be the key to his success. The first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count is 0-1. Well, that would have to be what probably Yoza would have to lean by. Some of his pitches, they've got a lot of movement as he throws from down under. The ball does all kinds of dancing. So here's the pitch. It is a fastball. Take it for a called strike. And the count is now 0-2. That last pitch is an example. Just caught the outside corner. It looked like it was going to be low, but because of where he's throwing in his release point, he was able to catch that corner right at the knees. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as he rocks and delivers. There is a changeup that misses way outside, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kawase. Left-handed hitter waits on the delivery. There's a changeup swung on, and it's tapped foul over on the first base side. It looks like he caught him in the shin guard, maybe off his top of his foot. Keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just as a reminder, we're going to be back on the air again tomorrow night. Probably these same 2 teams again, but it'll be an hour earlier start. It'll be at 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern. So there's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2 on Kawase. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So we will post that on our schedule up a little later tonight. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is golfed into left field. Moving over underneath it is Brian O'Grady. He's going to make the catch. Kawase is going to be retired for the first out of the inning. One up and one away, and that'll bring up Akira Nakamura. Well, for Nakamura, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out and walked in his 2 trips to the plate. So Nakamura facing the right-hander Yoza for the 3rd time. As he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. As it delivers a fastball, that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. There has been more scoring in Tohoku as the Golden Eagles have scored a couple of more runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. They're now at 3-0 on the Fighters. Hiroshima Carp have opened the scoring in against Yokohama. It's 1-0 in the top of the 5th. There's a fastball that misses outside. It's 1-2 now to Nakamura. So Yoza wasting very little time. It delivers a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-2. He gets it, and he's ready to throw it. They don't waste any time. Here it comes again. Here's the 2-2. That's a changeup that floats outside, and the count goes to 3-2 to Nakamura. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And there is a missed that one there from Yoza. Pitch that's delivered and heading down to first base is Nakamura. Let's see if that pitch had come inside and hit him, or if he was a ball 4 on that one. But regardless, he is aboard, and that's going to bring up Alfredo Despania. So same type of situation. Despania comes to bat with the runner at first base. To say Yoza just works so quickly. It's the second time Nakamura is aboard in this one here. It was the first pitch to Despania. It's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Despania with a homer and 2 trips. He's also popped out to second. Big right-handed stick. Steps in, waiting for the offering here from the right-hander Yoza. Who kicks and he fires. It is a fastball taken at the knees for another strike, and the count is 0-2. And you can tell Despania is not happy about that. He walks right through the over home plate, right into the left-handed batter's box. It was more of a sign of disgust than anything else. So no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Yoza ready to go again. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It is the shortstop Kenta Emamiya who waits his turn on deck. So waggling the bat is Despania, and here comes the 1-2 offering from Yoza. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that just misses a bit low. Count is now 2-2. I have to say that pitch there, very similar to the first 2 pitches. Very easily the umpire could have went up with his right hand and retired Despania. Living Room says, where is everybody tonight? Long weekend vacations. Yeah, it is getting into Labor Day. So got a light night tonight. So here's the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded deep into the 6 hole. Again to Fields, and he throws to second. It's not going to be in time. It's going to be an infield hit for Despania. Nakamura slides into second base safely, and that's going to put runners at first and second with 1 out. That's going to bring up the shortstop Kenta Emamiya. And that might be it, as we've got the manager coming out of the dugout. It's usually a sign if he's coming to the dugout. Pitching coach is coming out to take the ball. No even trips to the mound. As Suji has come out, and that he has seen enough of Yoza tonight. We are going to get ourselves a pitching change. So hang tight, everybody. The Lions are going to the bullpen. That's a bit of an eyebrow raiser for me. We would have thought at least 1 trip to the mound. That's the way she be. So hang tight. We'll be right back after this. as Yoza's night is done and the Lions are heading to the bullpen. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Keisuke Honda coming in relief here of the right-hander Yoza, whose day is done. Yoza at 81 pitches still looked like he had gas in the tank, but he didn't have it tonight. So Keisuke Honda now coming in relief. Honda on the year is 3-2. He's worked 42 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 32 hits. He's walked 12 and struck out 31. He's got an ERA of a 1.90. So Honda is now taking over in relief. The starter Yoza here in the 5th inning. Only 4 1/3 innings tonight for the starter Yoza. The runners on base are his responsibility. That runner Nakamura at second and DeSpania at first base would be charged to him if they do come around to score. That's going to bring Kenta Imamiya to the plate. Imamiya tonight, it's been feast or famine. He homered his first time up and struck out his last time. He's pulled his average up to 300 on the year. He's 5th in the Pacific League in hitting. That's the right-handed stick waits on the offering here from Honda. And Honda kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball. Swung on it, is lifted into right field. Shallow right center field. Coming underneath it is Suzuki. He makes the catch. He's going to fire it back in, and everybody's going to have to hold as Imamiya did not send that deep enough. So he is retired for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Yuki Yanagita. From the living room says it was a pretty good hook job by the skipper. Yeah, he has 80 pitches and getting into a part of the order that traditionally has been a little bit higher up in the batting order, with Imamiya, Yanagita, and Graciel in years past being in the top 5. So he was going to get into some serious bats. Here comes the first pitch to Yanagita. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Some very dangerous hitters. Yanagita on the year has 16 homers and 59 RBIs. He's 0 for 2 in this one. He's grounded out to second, and he has flown out to left. Especially when you got the third look at the starter. An opportunity to see what he has and find some pitches that you like and be able to sit on something. There's a fastball swung on. Is grounded over to the first baseman, who fields it. The underhand flips it. It gets by the pitcher covering. And that is going to score a run. Unbelievable. A poor flip. That should have been the end of the inning. And Nakamura comes all the way around from second to score on the error by the second baseman. It has to be the first baseman, Ning-Ting Wu. It's going to be an E3 charge to Wu. So Yanagita is safe at first. DeSpania is at second, and Nakamura comes all the way around to score. That's the 5th run of the ball game. Oh, boy. That's something you work at in spring training. That's a very easy play to make. All you got to make is a good flip. And Wu fails to do it. So an error there, charged to the first baseman. That's going to increase the score line now to 5-1. That should have been an inning-ending ground ball. Honda did exactly what he was supposed to do. Well, that brings Yrisabel Graciel to the plate. And won't you know it, this is probably where they make you pay. That ball, the next pitch could end up in the seats just like that. Here's the first pitch to Graciel. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball one. The count is 1-0. Our friend TYN says Gita is declining, but he's still good. Yeah, you're right. He is declining. He's in his early 30s. He is still a decent player, but he's not up in the stratosphere of where he is. I wonder if he's going to be a part of the Classic team in March of 2023. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Is he going to be part of Samurai Japan? I think we're going to wait and see here. I think that you're right. Yanagita is declining, as we said. I wonder if 2 or 3 years ago he would have been a kind of guy that maybe could have bounced over and tried his hand in the big leagues in North America. I don't know if he can play there today. His skills have seemed to diminish. As here comes the 2-1 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count's now 2 balls and 1 strike to Graciel. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Graciel is waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Honda. Honda now works set. Checks the runner over at second to Spania, and he delivers. It's a split finger pitch. Misses down and away, and the count now goes to 3-1. Well, you bring in the reliever, and he does his job, and then the defense lets him down. That is absolutely frustrating. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Honda now comes set. After getting the sign from his catcher, Tomoyo Mori. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the Golden Eagles weren't able to add any more runs in that bottom of the 5th inning. They still have a 3-0 lead over the Fighters. It's in the top of the 6th. The Harper still leading 1-0 over the Bay Stars. That game's in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 5-1 lead here for the Hawks as they bat in the bottom half of the 5th. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Moving back on it is the center fielder, Suzuki. He makes the catch. And Graciel is down for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it here. Well, they got another run in the inning. They got 1 run. On the benefit of 1 hit, there was an error, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 5 complete in Fukuoka. Our score is the Hawks 5 and the Lions 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. It's our extended, we like to call our Japanese halftime. We will be back in just a few.
Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna...
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the sixth inning. It is going to be the Lions 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat. It'll be Tomoya Mori, Otake Yamakawa, and Ning-Ting Wu. I was just giving it some thought and thinking about when the 2020 season was upon us. We were watching some of the games, even the 2021 season, and they had the robots in the outfield. Looked like they were iPads on the chest of the robots, and they were doing a dance in Fukuoka. So those days look like they're long gone. The entertainment for that is over. But the fans in these stands are still all pretty much masked up. The only ones that are not are on the playing surface. The players are not, but those that are sitting in the dugout are typically masked up as well. There's still a lot of things that haven't changed. I haven't looked lately, but as of June the 10th, it was the first time that foreign tourists could start heading back to Japan. But they had to go through organized tour groups. So here's the first pitch to Mori as Bando is ready to go to work, and he delivers a fastball that is taken for a called strike at the count is 0-1. So if you want to visit Japan, the only way you can enter into the country is through a organized tour group, unless you, of course, are a landed resident. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on in, fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. And they said in the month of June, they were only allowing, I think it was 20,000 tourists into the country, which in the big scheme of things is next to nothing. They were going to have to be assigned certain routes, but they figure maybe by November, December, that'll open up where they're going to allow everybody back in. As a fastball that misses outside, the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mori. Mori batting from the left side against the right-hander Bando, who rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and it's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the left field line, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think it would be fascinating being able to get back to Japan again, but maybe during the ball season. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander Bando rocks and delivers. It's a fastball waved out and missed, and Mori is down on strikes. He's gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Otake Yamakawa. That's now 6 in a row set down by the right-hander Bando. As Mori retreats back to the dugout. So the right-hander rocks into the motion. And he kicks and delivers, and it is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Yamakawa. As we said, Yamakawa's got the 37 homers and 80 runs batted in. I don't know if he'll be able to hit 50 this year. He'd have to go on quite the streak for that, but 45 is probably not out of the question, as there's a split-figure pitch missing down for a ball. The count's 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. There's a fastball swung on it. It is grounded over to second. As the second baseman, Mamori, was playing very deep onto the outfield grass, and he's gonna throw to first base. And that's gonna retire Yamakawa on a ground out 4-3. The second out of the inning, so 2 up and 2 away. Hit that ball hard. It was up the middle. The second baseman, Mamori, was almost over the bag at second base. He was playing deep onto the outfield grass, or at least on the outfield surface, I should say. There's no real definitive colors in the infield. What they have is white lines to give the players demarcations as where the back of the infield would be. As the first pitch breaking ball, that misses down and in. The count is 1-0 to Wu. So Dean Ting Wu at the plate. He's 0 for 1. He's lined to the shortstop and walked his 2 trips to the plate. Here's action starting in the Fukuoka bullpen. This is the 97th pitch of the night by Bando. There's a split finger pitch that misses down and in. The count's now 2-0 to Wu. So 2 balls and no strikes to the left-handed hitting first baseman of the Seibu Lions. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Wu. Right-hander Bando ready to go again. He delivers. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Bando holds set. Now he rocks into the windup. He kicks, and he delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 3-2 to Wu. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, it looks like the Fighters got a couple of runs back in the top of the 6th inning. Masahiro Tanaka going for the Golden Eagles tonight has allowed 2 runs so far in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball that just misses inside. And Wu's aboard with a walk for the 2nd time tonight. It's going to bring up Shuhei Suzuki. Well, for Suzuki tonight, he is 2 for 2. He's got a single and a double. And his 2 trips to the plate. The Carp have extended their lead in the bottom of the 5th inning over the Bay Stars. It's now 2-0. So 2-0 in Hiroshima. And, of course, the game you're listening to here, it's 5-1 for the Hawks over the Lions. So Suzuki steps in, waiting on the first offering here from the right-hander Bando, who's going to deliver his 102nd pitch of the ballgame. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Suzuki. Our friend Kyle Hubler says he's got the over at 7.5 in this one. Well, Kyle, may not necessarily be a bad thing at this point. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on it. It's chopped back to the pitcher. Bando fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Suzuki on a ground out 1-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. That is going to do it here for the Lions. No runs, no hits, no errors. And 1 runner left the board. We're now through 5.5. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 5 and the Seibu Lions 1. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. Welcome back, everybody. Scheduled to come to bat for the Hawks in the bottom of the sixth inning. It's the 8, 9, and 1-2 hitters in the batting order. It's Kenta Tanegawara, Takuya Kai, and the top of the order, Masaki Momori. As Bando, be interesting to see if his day is done. Sometimes these starting pitchers, they'll go and they'll give them the high fives, they'll talk to them, and their game will be over, but he has definitely not moved anywhere yet. Manager is going over to talk to him, so we'll see what they have to say if his day is done or not. So we'll see as he's certainly looks like he may be coming back out for another inning. So Tanegawara, Kai, and Momori here to face Honda, who's back out to start his second inning of work. The first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one. The count is 1-0. Tanegawara tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a double and a ground out in his 2 trips. As he is waiting here on the offering now from Honda, who kicks and delivers a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. The Fighters still batting in the top of the 6th inning, have chased right-hander Masahiro Tanaka, and they've tied it up at 3 against the Eagles. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the line in left field. Moving over underneath it is O'Grady. He makes the grab. That is going to retire Tanegawara for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. Well, for Kai, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's got a single and an RBI, and he's also flown out to right field. So Kai steps to the plate, waiting on the first offering from Honda, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one, and the count is 1-0. The Carp have also extended their lead. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th against the Bay Stars and now have a 3-0 lead. So that is how it stands right now on the out-of-town scoreboard. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Count is now 1-1 to Kai. The Lions are still looking to retire the Hawks in order for the first time tonight. The first 5 innings, when Yoza was on the mound, he was not able to get the Hawks in order once. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that just misses down. That counts now 2-1 to Kai. 5-7-0 for the Hawks. 1-3-1 for the Lions is the line score. Here's the offering from Honda. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Kai. I wonder sometimes if the manager will leave the starter in. I know he's over 100 pitches, Bando. Maybe he goes out for the first batter and they come and hook him up. They give him a nice round of applause. You want to let him start that inning. There's a split finger pitch swung on. This ball is golfed into left field. Moving over is to his left is Brian O'Grady, and he makes the catch. So 2 up and 2 away, and both have been retired by the left fielder O'Grady. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Masaki Momori. Well, for Momori, he's 0 for 3 tonight. He's struck out twice and flown out to center field in his 3 trips to the plate. And Bando is up and throwing in front of the dugout, so all things point to him coming back into the ballgame in the next inning. And here comes the first pitch from Honda. It's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Momori. Momori has seen his average drop to 259 on the ball game. So he waits here on the offering from the right-hander Honda, who holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Maury waiting here on the offering from the righty. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is going to remain at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is to the left-handed hitting Maury. Right-hander again ready to go back to work. He kicks and he delivers. It is a split finger pitch swung on and tap foul into the catcher Maury. The count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. The Hawks definitely flapping their wings here in this one, picking up the pace where they left off last night. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second, fielded by Tonosaki. He throws to first, and Maury is retired on a ground out 4-3. And that is going to do it. That's the first time tonight the Hawks have been retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 5-1 scoreline for Fukuoka. Bando is coming back out to the mound. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving here now to the top half of the 7th inning, as we're a little bit behind on our ticker, as this is going to be the Lions coming to bat here. 5-1 is the scoreline. Our friend Rory says that in this particular case, he is not looking good on the Lions here in this ball game. Yeah, you and me both, Rory. We thought for sure the Lions would be able to bounce back after last night. Not so have the Hawks allowed them to do that. There's a first pitch breaking ball that this is outside to the third baseman, Takia Nakamura. It's Nakamura, O'Grady, and Wakabayashi here to face the right-hander in the 7th. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field. And this ball is going to be gone. A home run by Nakamura. And that is going to get out of the yard here in a hurry. Well, just as we're talking about the Lions not looking good right now, that's a start to get them back. But it is only a solo shot, the second home run of the game. And both have been of the solo variety for the Lions. That's going to cut the lead to 5-2. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Brian O'Grady. And that's also going to get Kenta Emamiya out to talk to the young right-hander. Boy, Nakamura made no mistake about that one. He got the barrel head out on it. Spanked that ball right into the power alley into left center field. Rory says they got one back as soon as I said it. Well, maybe you got to keep saying it, Rory. Get a couple more back here. Here's Brian O'Grady to the plate. And the first pitch to him is a split finger pitch, waved at and missed. The count is 0-1. Basically down to 9 outs right now. They're going to keep chipping away. I think the one thing that looms large is that error by the first baseman, Ning Ting Wu, that allowed that 5th run to cross the plate. So keep your eye on that one. There's a split finger pitch, waved at and missed, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to O'Grady. So Takia Nakamura showing some of the, I guess, the old ways of Nakamura. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and it counts 1-2. This is his 10th homer of the year. Another player who is in the twilight of his career. Doesn't quite hit the home runs like he used to. And there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and O'Grady is gone for the first out of the inning, the second time tonight by strikes. Yeah, the 2-run bomb and the error was the killer for sure. I could see this game ending up as a 5-4 ball game, and you're pounding your fist because of the Ning Ting Wu error. All he's got to do is make a clean underhand flip. And that would end the inning. Well, that brings up Kikuta Wakabayashi. The first pitch to him is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Wakabayashi tonight 0 for 2. He's bounced into a fielder's choice, and he's grounded out to the second baseman. And there's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So I got to say, Bando is wasting no time. He just goes right after and attacks the Lions hitters. Needs to throw strikes. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as he rocks into the windup and delivers. That's a split finger pitch swung on. It is lifted into deep center field. But moving over underneath it is Tanagawara. He makes the catch. That's going to retire Wakabayashi for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 away. That'll bring up the top of the order in Shuta Tonosaki. Well, for Tonosaki, he's 0 for 3 tonight. He's flown to right. He's grounded to third, and he's struck out in his 3 trips to the plate. So he steps up here, batting from the right side against the right-handed offerings of Bando, who rocks into motion and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. 113 pitches now for the Fukuoka right-hander. Talking about giving your pitching staff or your bullpen an opportunity to relax. Well, he is doing that here tonight. So here comes the 0-1 pitch as he rocks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2 to Tonosaki. Our friend Rory says, surprised Bando's pitch 6th, thought he was going to last 4. I was right on the money there with you. And the way that he was going, I didn't think that he was going to even, once the game started, he was going to get through the 5th. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. Tonosaki's down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they got a run back in the inning on the home run by Nakamura. There was 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is a 5-2 ball game for the Hawks. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. Call the bottom of the 7th inning. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom of the seventh inning. It's slated to come to bat for the Hawks. It'll be Hikaru Kawase, Kieran Nakamura, and Alfredo de Spagna. Just waiting on a little bit of confirmation as they do have the version of the seventh inning stretch. Japanese style, I should say, as cheerleaders are out and their flags are waving and the confetti is flying in the outfield, and ready to resume this one in just a couple moments. Just getting a confirmation if we are going to have ourselves a pitching change, as Honda had come in relief. He'd done his part and worked fairly diligently for the Seibu Lions. He worked an inning and 2/3. He'd faced 6 hitters. So he was the one who came on in relief of Yoza. So we do have a pitching change. It is going to be a left-hander in the game now for the Lions. This is going to be Kumon, who's coming into the ball game. I haven't seen him yet this year. He is going to be making his 9th appearance. He's pitched in 5 innings. Delivers a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Kawase. He's allowed 2 hits. He's walked 2. He has struck out 3, and he's got an ERA of 0. Been around a little bit. He has played with the Fighters and with the Murray Giants. There's a breaking ball that misses. There's this down that swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So lefty ready to go back at it again as he holds at the belt. Now delivers. As the fastball swung on and fouled away. So this is Katsuhiko Kumon. As he's got Kawase in the hole at 0-2. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. Lefty delivers. It's a fastball that misses way outside. The count is now 1-2. So Kumon ready to go again. There's a diet of left-handed hitters in this lineup. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. Kawase is down on strikes for the first out of the inning, and 1 up and 1 away. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. From the living room says, what do you think about the T-shirts? Well, actually, I had my dad put on a couple, and he's fit into them just quite well. That's going to work out good for him. He likes those. There's the first pitch fastball that's lifted down the left field line. It's going to be foul. The count is quickly 0-1 to Akira Nakamura. That was pretty cool. Friend Rory says they've been needing swing and miss like that all night. Absolutely. It has been the problem tonight. Not enough strikeouts. Certainly not enough strikeouts in clutch situations. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-2. Friend Kyle says 1 more to come. He's got his 7 runs. He needs that extra run here. I think there's going to be 1 to follow. I just don't know who's going to get it. I hope it's the Lions. As I said, that error by Nin-Ting Wu has loomed large in this one. For those who were looking for the Lions, there's a fastball that misses outside. The count's now 1-2. As I go back and take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, the Fighters scored 4 runs in the top of the 6th inning to take the lead on the Toku Racket and Golden Eagles. It was a 4-3 ball game in that neck of the woods. There's a fastball that misses down. The count's now 2-2 to Nakamura. If I'm not mistaken, Nakamura is a switch hitter. There's not too many Japanese-trained switch hitters, but Nakamura is one of them. I don't remember him hitting on the right side his first 2 at bats, although it is a pinch hitter here as I say that. No wonder we don't recognize him. It is number 90. Looks like 99 at the plate. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 3-1. It's Isama Nomura. So Nomura in the hit for Nakamura. Nakamura was on base twice. He had 2 walks and a strikeout. I love that. When you're on base twice, you get rewarded by having a seat on the bench. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and that is going to put him on base. So he's got himself a walk. That spot of the batting order has walked 3 times tonight. So Isama Nomura is on at first. That's going to bring up Alfredo Despania. So for Despania, he tonight is 2 for 3. He's got a home run and a single. He's also popped a second. He's got a couple of RBIs. But it looks like he's going to be pinch hit for as well. Well, they're clearing the benches here. Good Lord. All of a sudden you do pretty good, and now they bring in Nobuhiro Matsuda to pinch hit. I don't understand that decision. So Matsuda in the game. It's the lefty here. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. And on the play, Nomura has stolen second base cleanly. So he's got himself a stolen base on the slow delivery to the plate by the lefty Kuman. So he is now in scoring position. Well, that's interesting maneuvers by the Fukuoka management. So Matsuda here waiting on the offering from the lefty Kuman. And it's a breaking ball that's down. He checks his swing. They peel over to first base. But it looks like he's been hit by the pitch. I don't know if that's the case or not. He appealed. I wanted to see. Well, let's take a look at this on the replay. And sure enough, he is. He's hit on the pitch in the back foot. So that's going to put Matsuda aboard at first base. The catcher was appealing to see if he went around on a strike. But no such luck, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change as Tsuji has come out. It's not exactly what's going to happen. So Kuman's day is done. He got the first batter on strikes. He walked a guy. He hit a guy. It's supposed to be Kenta Imamiya coming to the plate, and we're going to have ourselves a pitching change. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. It's got me scratching my head here in Fukuoka. I don't know if it's got you scratching yours as well, but we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change. It is going to be the number 28, Ryosuke Moriwaki, coming into the ball game for the Lions. The right-hander is making his 35th appearance of the year. He's 1-1 on the season. He's got 31 in the third innings pitched. He's allowed 25 hits, walked 6 and struck out 26. He's got an ERA of 1.44. He is going to be the fourth pitcher used tonight by the Lions. So Ryosuke Moriwaki in the ball game. And if you haven't seen Moriwaki pitch, he's got this real interesting delivery. I don't know what he's like with the runners on base. Certainly with nobody on base, he sort of pitches from the stretch, and he's got this rather staggered leg kick. So he is going to be facing Kenta Imamiya, who is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a homer. He struck out looking, and he is flown out to center field in his 3 trips to the plate. So he bats here, and those who are looking to cash in on some of the over-under stuff, well, the situation is getting exciting now. You've got runners at first and second. There's only one away, and NPB at the plate. Here's the first pitch. It is a fastball. Take it for a call strike. The count is 0-1. That pitch was at 89 miles an hour. That's the right-hander, just a shade below 90. As now he leans in and gets the sign from his catcher, Tomoya Mori, and he works to the set position. Mamiya waggles the bat. He checks the runner over at second, and now he delivers. It's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed, and now he's way up in the count at 0-2. Our friend Rory says, when you bring the pinch hitters in and they reach base as Nomura did and Matsuda did, it all works out. Absolutely. It just makes you wonder why in those situations that you would burn a guy. At that point in time, it's a 5-2 lead. I know you're getting late in the ball game, but it wasn't like those other players, at least at the with regards to their hitting spot, necessarily deserve to come out. Here comes the 0-2 offering. It's a split finger pitch and misses down, and nice stop by the catcher Mori to keep it in front. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the right-hander, Moriwaki, and then a tough jam here. He's got the runners at first and second with 1 out, as the Hawks are looking to add to their tally here. As the right-handed hitter, NPB waits on the offering. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as Moriwaki holds set. He checks the runner Nomura at second base. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And NPB has gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's a big strikeout there. We were talking about swing and miss stuff earlier. In this ball game, he could have used a couple of strikeouts. Well, now Moriwaki has come in and got an important strikeout here, and that's going to leave it all up to the right fielder Yuki Yanagita. As we keep looking at the scores from the out-of-town scoreboard, 4-3, the Fighters have the lead over the Golden Eagles. The game is now in the top of the 7th inning. It is 2 on and 2 out as Chiha Sung is in the ball game. It looks like he has retired the side there. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Yanagita. It's popped up down the left field line. It's going to drift into the seats foul for strike 1, and the count is 0-1. The Carp still have a 3-0 lead over the Bay Stars. That is in the top of the 7th inning. So no balls and 1 strike to Yanagita, as he is in the hole here, facing the right-hander Moriwaki. The runners that are on base are charged to Kondo right now. So he is responsible for those, or I should say responsible to Kuman. There's a split finger pitch and misses down and away, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Yuki Yanagita. Just as a reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow, midnight Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern for the same 2 clubs as they battle it out for first place in the Pacific League. So here comes the 1-1 pitch as the right-hander checks the runner at second base. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the third base side, and the count now is 1-2 to Yanagita. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. This would be a good spot right here if Moriwaki could take something more off of the pitch. Maybe pull the string here on the left-handed hitting Yanagita and able to sit him down. But We'll see what happens. Here's the 1-2. Now the right-hander Moriwaki steps off the backside and recycles the signs with his catcher Mori. That's how he works set. Checks the runner over at second. Now he kicks and fires. It's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. And Yanagita is down on strikes for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Hawks. Well, they threatened, but they don't score. There were no runs. There were no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 7 complete. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 5, the Seibu Seibu Lions 2. Come on back, everybody. The Lions are running out of sand in the hourglass. They're going to have to do some damage if they want to get back into this one. There's a couple of tunes for you. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Coming up to bat for the Lions here in their half of the 8th inning, it'll be Suzuki Genda, Tomoyo Mori, and Hotake Yamakawa. That is the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order. But we do have a pitching change. It's going to be Shinya Kayama coming in relief. He is going to be working his 43rd ball game of the year. 20 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits. He has walked 8 and struck out 17, and he's got a microscopic ERA of 0.89. So the lefty is on in relief here. He is going to be the first reliever used in the ball game by the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. There are some defensive changes. We'll have to get you some of those as we move along. It looks like there are going to be some of the players that have come into the ball game are going to stay, and then there's been some shuffling. So I'll have to get you some of that as we move forward in the next half inning. So Shinya Kayama in. And to be honest, I don't expect him to be here other than to face the first 2 hitters in the batting order here. Unless he is able to get them, then maybe he gets a crack at right-handed hitting Yamakawa. But I'd be surprised if that is the case. So Suzuki Genda here to face him. He takes a first pitch fastball outside for ball 1. The count's 1-0. Genda tonight is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice, and he has flown to left. His 3 trips to the plate. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. As the left-hander delivers, it is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. So Kayama has come in and has had a hard time locating his pitches. So 2 balls and no strikes. So the lefty works set. And now he kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Genda. And the lefty back at it again, and there's another fastball delivered, and this is also taken for a called strike. And the count is now 2-2. The replay of that one, and it just looked like it caught the outside corner. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Kayama holds set, now he delivers. It is a fastball swung on, and it's slapped foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 2-2 to Genda. Nice piece of defensive hitting by Genda to keep that bat alive. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Kyle, who was in earlier looking for the over on the 7.5. It's going to be tight here as the ball game is nearing the end here. We'll have to try to get that run here somehow. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's lifted into deep left field. Moving back on the warning track, making the grab up against the wall is Yorizabel Graciel. Genda sent it the other way, and he sent it a long way. He's going to be gone for out number 1 here in the 8th inning, and it's going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. It does look like there's action in the Fukuoka bullpen. I would think that Mori will see this left-hander, but I'd be shocked if Yamakawa does, especially if Mori was to reach base. So for Mori today, he is officially 1 for 2. He's homered, and he has struck out, but he also walked. He's been on base 2 out of 3 times today. So here's the offering from the lefty Kayama, who delivers a fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-0 to Mori. So 1 ball and no strikes. Lefty holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Mori tonight got the party started for the Lions in the first inning with a solo shot. It was pretty much all Hawks after that. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike to Mori. Kayami did this with Genda. He fell behind 2-0, and then he paddled back to get him to fly out. He fell behind here on Genda as well. So here comes the 2-1 pitcher on Mori as well. There's a fastball swung on it, missed. It counts now 2-2. Our friend Tony has popped in the stream. He says, you think they would 1 more? I assume you think they're going to score 1 more. Well, I do. I think somebody's going to get a run here in the next 3 half innings. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count's now 3-2. I think it would be very interesting if Mori finds his way on board with Yamakawa coming to the plate. Yamakawa has flown out to center, and he's grounded it a couple of times, but he is the Pacific League home run leader. Here comes the payoff pitch now to Mori. As the lefty kicks, and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Mori has gone down on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. Our friend Tony says he's got the under. And probably not. Well, we're going to have a pitching change here, as it looks like they're going to be going to the bullpen. They're not going to let the lefty Kayama face the right-handed hitting Yamakawa. That's going to be his night is over. Well, hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. There's 2 gone here in the top of the 8th inning. We'll be right back after this. We got a pitching change coming up. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be a pitching change. We got Yuki Matsumoto coming in the ball game as he is coming on in relief of Shinya Kayama. Will be the third pitcher used tonight by the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. The hard-throwing right-hander is 5-0 on the year. He's worked 37 innings, allowed 34 hits. He's walked 9 and struck out 40. He's got an ERA of 2.92. This is Matsumoto's 30th appearance of the year. Yuki Matsumoto on in relief of Shinya Kayama. So he is going to be facing Otake Yamakawa here with 2 gone in the 8th. Yamakawa 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded out twice and flown up to center field. The Pacific League home run leader. Our friend Tony saying he's got the under. Rory asked the question, how many home runs do you think Murakami's going to hit by the season's end? I don't know if he'll get to 60. Maybe 58. I think that's where I would probably position him to finish the season out at. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball that just misses upstairs to Yamakawa. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. I hate to wish against people, and this isn't against Tony at all, but I can just see a solo shot sinking that ship here late in the game. Like it could end up as a 6-2 or a 5-3 game. There's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Yamakawa. The right-hander, Matsumoto, leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. There's nobody on here. There's 2 away here in the top half of the 8th inning. As the right-hander is ready to deliver, he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to the right-handed hitting Yamakawa. Again, the right-hander Matsumoto gets the side from Kai. He works in the set position. And now he kicks and he fires. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Yamakawa is down on strikes, and that is going to do it here in the top of the 8th inning for the Seibu Seibu Lions. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is a 5-2 scoreline for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks over the Seibu Seibu Lions. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 8th inning in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys all for being here with us tonight. It was another one of those moments. Well, we're going to give you the cheerleaders instead. Welcome back, everybody. It was a one batter, or actually it was the one batter that Matsumoto had faced. And it was Yamakawa, and he struck him out to end that last inning. Our friend Rory says, I can't believe he chased that high fastball. Boy, did he ever. He definitely walked the ladder on that one and probably was guessing in that situation about what he was going to do. There is a pitching change here. It's going to be Kira Miyakawa coming in. He's going to be taking over here. He has, on the season, worked 42 innings. He's allowed 35 hits. He's walked 15 and struck out 40. This is his 39th appearance. He's got one victory against no losses for Miyakawa, I should say, as he is going to be the fifth pitcher used on the evening by the Lions. And he is going to be facing Yorisabel Graciel, Kenta Tanegawara, and Takuya Kai. Slated to come to bat here, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on it. It's lined over the head of the second baseman, Tanasaki, who leaped, but he couldn't make the grab. So Graciel's got himself a single to lead it off here. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Kenta Tanegawara. That looks like it's going to be the end of the night for Graciel as he gets his high fives. They'll have a pinch runner in the ball game for him. So Miyakawa, the first pitch he delivers, gives up that base hit. Well, that brings up to the plate Tanegawara, who is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a double in 3 trips. You have that pinch runner on at first base for Graciel. Coming in to run for him, it's going to be Sato. It is Naoki Sato. Eye on him if he's going to be going in defensively as well, as they throw over to first base, and getting back to the bag easily is Sato. Getting the opportunity to run here. Graciel is the center fielder, Tanegawara, waiting on the offering from the right-hander Miyakawa, who kicks and delivers. He squares the bunt and he pulls it back. As that pitch missed down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend Rory said that pitch was ripped. Now, the first pitch that Graciel saw, he lined that ball right over the head of Tanasaki. It was just high enough to get over the glove and just soft enough to drop in front of the center fielder. Piece of hitting. Here's the pitch as the batter Tanegawara is squaring the bunt, and he pulls back, and now that count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Hawks are looking for some insurance here. They can get Sato into scoring position, and they got the 9-1 hitters coming to bat to try to drive them in. So here's the 2-0 pitch as the right-hander Miyakawa comes set. He fires over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, and that's going to keep the count now at 2 balls and no strikes as we wait on that offering to Tanegawara. So the left-handed hitter squaring the bunt yet again. And here comes the pitch. He pulls back. It's a slash, and he's hit it over to the left side of the infield. It is fielded by Genda. He throws across the first base. That is going to retire Tanegawara, but it is going to advance the runner Sato over to second. That's a ground out 6-3. The first out of the inning, and that is going to bring Takuya Kai to the plate. So for Kai, he is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and an RBI. He's flown out to right and flown to left his other trips to the plate. But Sato is now the runner at second base. There's 1 gone here in the 8th inning. So Kai steps to the plate. As he's waiting here on the first offering from the right-hander Miyakawa. The first pitch is a fastball that is spiked into the dirt. A nice stop there by the catcher Bori. He's going to run the count to 1-0. friend Tony, who's in here for the first time, we got to listen to the details. I give the outs and the balls and strikes pretty frequently. So if you are always asking, just let your ears take you for the ride. So we got 1 ball and no strikes, as Kai is waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Miyakawa. As he kicks and delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Kai. The runner at second is Sato, as there is 1 gone here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Miyakawa rubs up the baseball after getting some rosin on his hand, and he leans in and gets the sign from his catcher, Mori. As Kai waggles the bat, and here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lined up the middle. It's a base hit. It is fielded by the center fielder. Here comes the throw to the plate, but the runner, Sato, is held up at third. And the ball is cut off. It's a single for Takuya Kai. That's going to put runners on the corners with 1 gone, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Masaki Momori. Well, Takuya Kai drilled it right back from where it came from, as he hit it right back through the box into center field. No doubt about that one, and that's going to bring up Masaki Momori to the plate, who is 0 for 4. Friend Rory says he lined that one, and we do have a visit from the pitching coach out to the mound as they want to talk about this first and third situation. Yeah, Takuya Kai doesn't always square up a lot of baseballs, but boy, that one he did in a really clutch situation. I was able to stay inside the ball and drive it right back through the box. So runners are at the corners with 1 gone. That's bringing Momori to the plate. The catcher, Tomoya Mori, out flashing the defensive signals of the Lions defense. So let's see what kind of trickery the Hawks might want to present here. Try to get another run across the board. So Momori's season average has dipped to 259 in this one. This 0 for 4 tonight so far. They are runners, or the defense's corners are in. The second baseman, Tonosaki, is also in, but the shortstop, Genda, is sort of in a double play position. As the first pitch was a breaking ball that dropped in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Momori. So they are concerned as there could be some shenanigans going on here by the Hawks. So here's the 0-1 offering as the right-hander Miyakawa comes set. He delivers a fastball. It's hit into left field. Coming over underneath it is O'Grady. It's shallow. It's not deep enough. As he makes the catch and he fires it back in, it's cut off by the third baseman Nakamura. So Momori is retired for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to Hikaru Kawase. Well, for Kawase, he is 1 for 4 tonight. He's singled and scored a run. He's also ground out, struck out, and flown out. So he is looking to keep this going. We'll see what they do here. They've got the first and third signals out as Mori has come out. So runners are on the corners with 2 dead now. So Mori has flashed his signs, and now he's heading back behind home plate. Here's to see what the Hawks have up their sleeves. So the right-hander holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kawase. The runner at first is Kai. The runner at third is Sato. There's 2 gone here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Hawks are threatening and looking to add to their lead. The right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a split-finger pitch and misses down. The count is now 2-0. Sama Nomura waits his turn on deck. So 2 balls and no strikes to Kawase. Right-hander leads in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Kai. And now he works set. And here he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 2-1. So I think in this situation, I'm not even worried about that runner at first base. If he goes, he goes. Balls and 1 strike might be a decent pitch to be able to run on, but it might be more the run and hit variety. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that just misses low. The count is now 3-1 to Kawase. Rory says a lot of first pitch balls tonight for the Lions. Yeah, absolutely. They've fallen behind in the count quite a bit in this one. And when they haven't thrown balls, the Hawks have swung at a lot of first pitches tonight. Either fouling pitches off or putting the ball into play. And here comes the pitch. It is a split finger pitch and misses down. That's going to be ball 4. And that is going to load the bases. The Hawks have loaded it up. And that is going to bring up Isama Nomura to the plate. Well, for Nomura, he has got 1 plate appearance. He walked his last time up. Rory says, I never understood them caring about runners when you have 2 outs. Yeah, I have to agree with that one. Bases are now loaded. And Nomura stepping to the dish. Nomura batting tonight for the second time as he came on as a replacement for Akira Nakamura. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. The count's 1-0. Well, there's nowhere to put him. Nakawa has to throw a strike. He's going to have to challenge the hitter somehow here. Hawks are looking to blow this thing apart here in the 8th inning. So here comes the 1-0 pitch as the right-hander holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is now 1-1. French Joel says the under is looking a little bit rough now. Yeah, it would be. This game here is got a chance to be blown apart in the bottom of the 8th inning. This will be the 17th pitch thrown by Miyakawa as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second. Fielded by Tonosaki. He throws to first. And the Lions are able to get out of the jam on a ground out 4-3 to end the inning. As that is going to do it here for the Hawks in their half of the 8th. Well, they had no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 3 runners left aboard. That's 10 left on base tonight by the Hawks in their 8 innings. You're now moving to the 9th inning. It is a 5-2 lead for Fukuoka. But be ready, everybody. They are going to be making a pitching change. As the manager is out to let them know they are going to be making a move here. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Livan Moinelo, the Cuban left-hander, coming in to try to close this one out for the Hawks. He's got a 1-on-1 record on the year. He's got 18 saves, worked 41 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 17 hits, 18 walks, and he's got 71 strikeouts. He's got an ERA of 0.86. This is his 43rd appearance of the year for Fukuoka as he's completed his tosses. Scheduled to come to bat will be Ninting Wu, Shohei Suzuki, and Takeya Nakamura. As the lefty is on here in relief. And why do I feel in some ways that this game will probably be where our friend Joel here is in this situation? He's probably looking at getting sewered by a solo shot. I hate to always predict ill will, but boy, oh boy, you could just feel it coming. So here's the first pitch from Moinelo. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Wu. Wu tonight is 0 for 1 officially. He is lined to the shortstop and he's walked twice. So Moinelo holds set at the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball, 96 miles an hour, that just misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-1. Rory says the Hawks are sending out the heater for the last half inning. Yeah, definitely got the guy with the power arm on the hill. And there's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul at home plate. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the living room is got his pom-poms out for Joel. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. As the lefty Moinelo works set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. Counts now 2-2. That last fastball came in at 97 miles an hour on the gun. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The left-handed hitting Wu is waiting on the left-handed pitching Moinelo. And here comes the 2-2. Moinelo kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Wu has gone on strikes for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the center fielder Shohei Suzuki. Well, one way to describe that is overmatched. Ninting Wu was definitely overmatched there by the offering of Livan Moinelo. Or he's saying the under is going to hit. Start sure looking at it with the lefty on the hill here. There's a first pitch breaking ball swung on, and it's tap foul right into the catcher. The count is 0-1. Takuya Kai is going to have to walk that off for a minute. Suzuki's raised his average to 270 tonight. He's 2 for 3. He's got a single and a double. His 3 trips to the plate. As Moinelo works set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 to Suzuki. It's Takeya Nakamura who waits his turn on deck. Well, a big game for the Lions. They came out swinging in the first inning, and then it's been pretty much the Hawks the rest of the way. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that just misses outside. The count is now 1-2 to Suzuki. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now we've got the 2 different camps here. One looking for a run and one not wanting it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Suzuki is gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. So back-to-back strikeouts by Moinelo. And that is going to leave it all up to Takeya Nakamura. Well, for Nakamura tonight, he hit his 10th homer his last time up. He's 1 for 3. He's got a home run and an RBI. So here's the left-hander Moinelo. He works set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. The Lions are down to their final out here, as the big fella homered his last time up. Waiting on the offering here from the lefty Moinello, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses low, and the count is now 2-0. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Yoshi Tsutsugo, where they said in the World Series a few years ago, Tsutsugo, his average tumbled like 50 points against pitchers who were throwing 95 or above. In this particular situation here, you're getting somebody throwing 95 and above here. He's really making the Lions hitters look amateurish. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 2-1. Nello has a whole other gear. He reminds me of a left-handed throwing Tom Flash Gordon a number of years ago in the big leagues, but Flash was on the right side and Nello is on the left side. He's not a big guy. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. There is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nakamura. Lefty Moinello gets the sign from his catcher Takuya Kai, as the Lions are down to their final strike. He's looking to strike out the side as Moinello. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes full to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Slated to come to bat is Brian O'Grady, but I don't think we're going to see him. I do believe that they will go to a pinch hitter should Nakamura find his way on. So here comes the payoff pitch. Moinello delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 3-2 to Nakamura. Just as a reminder, everybody, after this one's done, we'll give you a recap of the scores around the NPB. And we will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night with these same 2 teams. It'll be the Hawks and the Lions. It'll go off at 9 p.m. Pacific or midnight on the East Coast, depending upon where you're at. So here comes the 3-2 offering as the lefty Moinello holds set and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it again, fouled away. It keeps the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Nakamura. Nakamura just seems to be sizing him up a little bit here. If Moinello had a good changeup, he could pull the string on it and probably get him way out front. So here comes the 3-2 offering as the lefty gets the sign from his catcher, Kai. Now he works into the set position. Here he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that just misses down. Oh boy. Not sure about that one. All of a sudden now you get your guy squeezed. That's going to be ball 4 as Nakamura is aboard with a walk. It's slated to bring up Brian O'Grady. I believe we're going to have a pinch hitter here in this situation. We're going to see who they're sending to the plate. So we'll get an update here in a moment, but that is pretty tough. We looked at that one on the replay. That was a fastball that looked like it was about knee-high, but not in the eyes of the umpire. So that is going to bring up pinch hitter here in this situation. It's going to be the veteran. It's going to be Takumi Kuriyama, longtime veteran, and enters the ball game. He's hitting .264. Well, that's an interesting move. They take out a left-handed hitter for another left-handed hitter. And the first pitch is a fastball. This is swung on. It is lifted into deep left field. Moving over underneath it is the left fielder who makes the grab. And that is going to do it, as that is going to end the ball game as the left-handed stick Kuriyama has popped out to end it. Oh, there was no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Your final score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 5, the Seibu Seibu Lions 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll come back and wrap this one up in just a couple moments. Appreciate you all for being here. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to take a look at the other finals and the other games around the NPB, and then we'll wrap this one up for you. In the Central League, that game is a final between the Carp and the Bay Stars. 4-0, Hiroshima has shut out Yokohama. 4-10-0 for the Carp. 0-5-2 for the Bay Stars. In that ball game there, the win goes to Endo. He goes to 4-6. The loss is handed to Ishida. He falls to 4-4. No home runs in the ball game. It was Shogo Akiyama, who was the hitting star. He had a couple of hits for the Carp, and he drove in a pair of runs. The former Cincinnati Red has pulled his batting average up to 292 on the year. So that is where that one stands, or actually stood. In the top of the ninth inning, it is the Fighters and the Golden Eagles tied at 4. 4-8-0 for the Fighters, 4-7-0 for the Golden Eagles. The only other game that is currently underway, in the bottom of the first inning, the Buffaloes and the Marines are tied at 0. Well, this one here, the final score in this one was 5-2 for the Hawks. We'll recap the scoring for you. In the top of the first inning, it's Moyamori who hit a solo shot for the Lions to get them out in front 1-0. In the bottom of the second inning, Kenta Imamiya responded with a solo shot of his own, tied up the score at 1-1. Well, the bottom of the third inning with one out, Hikaru Kawase singled. And then with 2 out, it was Alfredo Despania smacking a 2-run homer to put the Hawks up in front 3-1. Well, in the fourth inning, they extended their lead on a leadoff single by a one-out single by Yurizabel Graciel. He was advanced to second on a fielder's choice. And then Takuya Kai had a single and knocked home a run to increase the score to 4-1. Well, in the fifth inning, with one out, it was a walk to Akira Nakamura. And then Despania singled again. After a flyout by Imamiya, Yuki Yanagita reached on an error by the first baseman Ning-Ting Wu. And Nakamura came all the way around from second base to score on that error to make the score 5-1. Well, the Lions got one back in the seventh inning on a solo shot by Nakamura, and that made the score 5-2, and that's how it ended. So again, your final score 5-2. It was Bando getting the win. He goes to 2-1. Yoza took the loss. He drops to 9-6. Once again, everybody, will be back around again tomorrow. It'll be midnight Pacific time or 9 a.m. on the East Coast. Hopefully you guys can join us to make it in. Appreciate everybody who was in here listening tonight. And hopefully we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you then.